fairness, despite the size of the company and the nature of our operations, we've not been interacting so much with the press. We generally have been a company who's kept a low profile. But we are now at a very important milestone, which is crossing 3 million commemorated systems, which is in addition to whatever we've done on the rotary fuel injection systems. So we have an event tomorrow with all our customers relating to that. So we wanted to have this interaction with the press today to share our thoughts, and as part of that interaction, we'll start with a PowerPoint presentation on the company. And I request my colleague, Mr. Krishnan, the Chief Technology Officer, to go through that PowerPoint presentation.
Thank you, Vishnu. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all once again for coming here for this press meet. What I'm planning to do is to take you quickly across some of these slides, highlighting the event, highlighting the growth of the company, and also some of the technology, the manufacturing excellence that is part of our journey. So I will take you to all this, and maybe at the end we can have a session on if there are any clarifications that we need further. As we talked about it, we have an event tomorrow, a commemoration event tomorrow at our plant at Oragadam, where we are going to celebrate. It's going to be a big event for us along with our customers. It's a customer event. It's an event. It's a day on which we are going to thank our customers. It's a day on which we pledge to work harder for our customers, to delight them. And as part of that, we have organized an event, and we have some government functionaries, including the Additional Chief Secretary, Industry Department, Mr. Krishnan, joining us as a chief guest. And we also have the top leadership from all the automotive manufacturers who are customers today joining us for the event. That event basically is once again to pledge our commitment to the automotive industry to bring the latest technology. Our tagline we always keep talking about is tomorrow's technology. What can we do for the industry in time or before time and present? So tomorrow's event for them. So I just trace, I'll take you all through the journey of the company. Now Delphi-TVS actually started in 1990, but the common rail plant, which is a newer technology, came up much later. In fact, the picture you see here is our common rail plant at Oragadam. It's a very new plant. It came about in 2007 in manufacturing activities. And we also have a tech center, again close to Chennai. It's on the Sriperumbudur side. That's where we do all our development work for our customers. Now Delphi-TVS, take back the history of Delphi-TVS. This fuel injection division actually was started as part of Lucas TVS. At that time, Lucas TVS got into fuel injection with license from Lucas UK. And thereafterwards, at a certain point, we had to demerge to become a separate company. That happened in 2001. In 2020, as part of a global realignment, BorgWarner took over Delphi Technologies, and therefore they became our JV partner. So today, if you see, Delphi-TVS Technologies is a JV between BorgWarner and the TVS Group. Now, we have got a full-fledged tech center. As the picture I showed you earlier, I've got some other pictures also capturing some of the facilities that we have here. We have engineers capable of doing beyond BS6. I keep saying that because BS6 is already done and dusted. We have got launches already done. Even step 2 launch has been completed on time. Our applications for all our customers are on road today for BS6 step 2, which came from 1st of April 2023. Now we start working on products for the next emission norms, next fuel efficiency norms. So there are multiple milestones that we need to achieve as we go forward. The next major activity for the industry itself is going to be when tractors move to TREM 5. Today, the industry is at TREM 3, they're going to move to TREM 5. And when that happens, all these applications, all the tractor applications will require a common rail system, and that's what we will be focusing on for the future. We've already started working with several tractor manufacturers, and we'll commence the development of those. As part of this 30-year journey for both rotary and for commentary, we have developed a very high quality supplier network, ecosystem of suppliers in the country to help us in our localization process. We have done a lot of work along with them. They have grown along with us, held their hands together in ensuring quality standards are met. We have got 2 manufacturing sites, and both manufacturing sites follow TKO, or if you are familiar with TKO, we follow TKO principles. More importantly, we have got more than 350 service centers within India for our fuel injection systems, and of course, we tap into the Go-On network worldwide. Just to give you some brief about the TVS group, of which Delphi-TVS is a part. We talked about JVs between Go-On and TVS. This is about the TVS group. It's an $8 billion US group, because you are aware of this, with more than 100 years in different areas of automotive, dealership, manufacturing. All factories, all manufacturing operations, all companies in the group are pioneers in the TPM and the TPM movement, which is basically productivity and quality. Many companies in the group have won awards for TPM or for quality management. And of course, our customers include both within India and outside of India. Now, 2 slides on our JV partner. We are part of the Go-On network. Go-On, as you know, is one of the largest tier 1 supplier worldwide. Clearly, the message from Go-On is to deliver clean and energy efficiency. That's the focus of the company, and that's what all the products are made. If you look at the size of the company, it's a $15.8 billion company with more than 52,000 employees in more than 22 countries and situated in 22 countries with 92 locations. This is a list capturing our key customers. You will see here the names of all the customers or auto majors are part of our customer list. We are very proud to say that they are our customers, and we meet all the requirements on emission performance and efficiency. And on the bottom of the list, you will see a lot of tractor majors whom we are hoping when they graduate from mechanical system to commentary, they will also be part of our customer network for CR system. Today we are already servicing them with a mechanical product, and as they migrate to commentary, we are hoping that we will also continue the journey. Again, coming back to the history of the organization, we started in 1990. We had a very big event like we're having today in 2005, when we celebrated the supply of 1 million systems. At that time, it was 1 million rotary pumps, and we were very fortunate to have the chairman of Tata Motors, who is Ratan Tata at that time, come and honor us during the visit. It is one of those very rare occasions where Ratan Tata has gone to a supplier, but it shows the trust and the affection that Mr. Tata had for the TVS group in particular, and also the TVS. And he made a visit to us and received the 1 million pump from our channel. It's a matter of great pride for us that this picture continues to be etched in the memory of everybody in the organization. As the technology moved from rotary to common rail, there was a need to upgrade technology, there was an upgrade manufacturing processes, and therefore the company decided to have a separate location, again very close but not very far away, at Oragadam. We were at Nadu earlier, which is the other side of Sri Lanka. We decided to have the newer plant at Oragadam, the other side, to manufacture common rail systems. We did the Bhumi Puja in 2006, and the first dispatch from that plant happened in 2009. So from 2009 until today, we have supplied 3 million systems to that plant. And if you look at the growth of the company in terms of specific milestones, the first million happened in 2015, which means it took us from 2009 until 2015, about 6 years. Then afterwards, the second million happened much faster, less than 5 years. The third million, which we are now in, happened in 3 years. And we are hoping that we will grow much faster and we will reach 5 million in the next 2 years. So by 2025, we are projected to grow to 5 million systems. We talk about the technical center in our initial slides. This is a picture capturing some of the facilities that we have in our tech center. We are fully capable of doing a full turnkey job, which means from design, development, validation, testing. We can do everything at our center, which means we offer a partner, our customer partners, an option to do full turnkey job at our end. Next one, of course, is manufacturing. Just as development, we have manufacturing, significant focus on our manufacturing activity. And because of the precision involved, the products work at more than 2000 bar, and therefore the components all have tolerances which are sub-micron. And therefore the manufacturing processes are selected for that purpose. You will see some very unique processes which are not available anywhere else in the country. These call for tolerances which go below micron. And therefore the machines, the machine tools have been specially selected for this level of activity. This is a very interesting slide which I want to take you through. The reason being, today when you look at BS6 and you look at diesel, these diesel vehicles are not the same as what people imagine or people think about. When you talk about diesel, the first image that comes to them is not what the vehicles are today. You don't have a smoke belching or a badly maintained diesel car. Instead, we have got a diesel vehicle which is very, very clean. And BS6 emissions, from the time we start, in fact, I started the chart only at BS2, which happened around 2000. From there until today, when we are at BS6, the two major emissions from the diesel vehicle, which is nitrates of oxygen, which is NOx captured in blue at the top, and particulate matter, which is basically the smoke that you see outside. They have reduced, on the NOx side, they have reduced by 89%. And if you look at particulate matter, it has been reduced by 94%. So which means, on many vehicles today, at BS6 level, because every vehicle now has got a diesel particulate filter fitted on it as a standard treatment, the exhaust actually would be cleaner than the intake. Because intake in many cases could have some construction dust or any dust of any kind. Whereas the exhaust, which is coming out of combustion, is so clean today, and with the presence of a diesel particulate filter, is virtually cleaner than the intake. That's the level of emissions, that's the lowest level of emissions that we have today. It's becoming so low now, we are finding it difficult to measure. The measurement techniques itself are being evolved because we are now going away from parts per million of concentration to parts per million. That's the level of emissions to which they have gone down, or they gone down so low now. Another important aspect is, we all know that diesel vehicles typically are more fuel efficient as compared to gasoline or petrol vehicles. The reason why we say this is, in any journey that we go towards decarbonization, or when we talk about greenhouse gases or global warming, we should not take away diesel engine from that picture. Diesel engine has got a part to play, and that part is to reduce CO2 emissions, which in case consequently causes the greenhouse gases. So our view is that diesel engines will continue to remain for a very, very long time because of all these inherent benefits that it offers. To manage the diesel engines of today, tomorrow, we have got three families, what we call as the unit of common rail, the light duty common rail, and the medium duty common rail. Typically, you can see the type of applications that they serve. We start from very, very small commercial vehicles, to cars, to very, very high commercial vehicles, and also to construction equipment, like the JCBs of the world today use our common rail system. Going forward, we see there's going to be a major focus on two aspects. One is on the commercial vehicle segment, and the other one is on the tractor. The picture that you see on the tractor on the left is for the common rail system for tractor emissions. The reason I am pointing out the tractor is because these products have been specially developed for this purpose, which is custom design. Typically, in the past, people have been taking a product available in Europe, bringing it to India, localizing it. But instead, we have chosen to actually develop products which are specific for India, what India requires. And the reason and point when I talk about this, if you look at the tractor product, this is an oil lubricated product as compared to typically fuel lubricated used in other parts of the world. which means it's more efficient against poor quality fuel or very good quality fuel. And the control unit or the ECU is something that we have invested for India, which means we do not want to take a standard product which runs of high volume but is over-engineered for India. Instead, we have chosen to invest in a brand new design which is specifically suited for Indian applications. By this way, we are able to offer to customers, tractor customers, a very cost-effective migration from mechanical systems to common. We just have one more slide again talking about the arguments of diesel engine and what's going to happen in the future. This is a question that keeps coming up. People keep asking us what's happening. Will diesel engines continue now that we have other forms of fuel like EVs coming in or anything else? Will diesels continue? I think the answer is quite clear for all of us. Diesel engines will continue because of certain inherent characteristics that they are built for. They are designed in such a way that they are long lasting. They have more torque, which means they produce more torque. Of course, fuel efficiency is very high, and therefore, areas or applications which require this type of characteristics, which means long lasting, fuel efficient, and of course, able to have more torque. These applications will continue to remain diesel engines for a long time. And those applications typically are commercial vehicles, tractors, marine applications, or gensets. So we don't see these engines going away in the near future. Not only that, we've got many people working on expanding the scope of diesel engines, which means they're trying to take out more from it. Diesel engines are more than 100 years old. But still people talk about how to improve the efficiency, what can be done. We know there's a Japanese manufacturer who has now started work actually, or has developed a concept of a new commercial technology, which means nobody is leaving it away. They continue to work on it. Second, I don't know how many people of you have seen the report that Germany has rescinded the ban on IC engines if they use something called as e-fuels. E-fuel is nothing but carbon CO2 capture from the atmosphere and mixing it with hydrogen from breaking up from water. So you take the hydrogen from water and take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, produce something called as a synthetic fuel or e-fuel it's called. It will emit CO2 only, but because it's captured again, it becomes carbon dioxide neutral. So the new technology, new feature that is coming through is the use of e-fuels, where it is carbon CO2 neutral, which means whatever is emitted is picked back to the inlet side of the fuel. And we see that because of this option available for IC engines, we typically talk about IC engines being banned from 2035 etc. We don't think it's going to happen. We think it's going to be extended for a long time. And of course, you can have hydrogen being mixed with diesel and then used in multiple areas. So the use of a diesel engine is going to be used in multiple ways, multiple applications, and we're not going to be seeing shortage of use of these products in the future also. Okay. Come to the last slide, we talked about our event for tomorrow. As I said, the event was basically to thank all our customers, and this is some of the advertisements that will go on the newspapers tomorrow, that we thank all our customers for giving us this opportunity. Thank you very much.
We continue to expand the capacity in common rail in the Oragadam plant. We still have enough space to expand further, and we expect to be investing something like the order of about 150 crores a year over the next few years.
This will be the common rail injection products, right?
That's right.
Okay. Just one last question. On this EV fuel, I'm sure the future may look for options in the diesel segment. So are you sort of doing anything on that? Have you initiated any kind of technological tie-ups?
On the e-fuel.
E-fuels.
Yeah, turn it over to Mr. Krishnan.
E-fuels are now beginning to be considered anyway, because there's only one plant today in South America which is actually producing the synthetic fuel. So people need to start using them in more numbers, and also what shall I say, more technology development needs to happen. But there's a lot of promise there because there's carbon dioxide. We will be ready because some of this technology will be very similar to what we're doing. We just need to use it to ensure compatibility with those. They are able to move hydrogen in contrast to hydrogen. Here it is moving hydrogen from water, so there will be some pyrolysis happening there. So you take two pyrolysis, take hydrogen, take CO2 from the atmosphere and produces synthetic fuel.
Sure. Regarding this common rail system, there are three types, actually, inline and common rail and rotary. The first two are doing well, and rotary seems to be down. What is the status?
See, I think inline is today focused only on the tractor segment, and once the next round of emission norms change, the bulk of it will shift to common rail. Rotary is what we are doing today is focused on the jet set applications, and a lot of what we do today is export.
So, how much is being exported? Will you still continue with the rotary system?
We will continue as long as the customer wants. It's all based on customer requirements, market demand.
And you said, so Vishwan was saying that the major focus will be on CV and tractors. So what is going to be the investment? Is 150 crores or more? Only for tractors.
So the products are very similar, except there is some fine tuning for different type of applications. So if you look at the common rail system we have, the medium duty system or the tractor system are very similar. The product will be developed for that. So whatever capacities the President talked about earlier, will be spent on developing these product ranges. There's no specific investment for tractor or specific for B2B. The products are common across this range.
And this 150 crores is for how many years? Is that for years?
150 crores a year for the next few years.
How many years?
Maybe next 3 years.
So we can say 450 crores.
Roughly.
And what is the top line of the company for last year?
See, we did 1,800 crores last year.
Top line, what about the bottom line?
It's in line with industry margins.
So that's for FY23, right?
That's it.
And as against FY22,
We had a growth of around 15 to 20%.
last year. It's all 450 crores all your patent products. Is it internal accruals?
Yeah, we mix of internal accruals and debt.
Thank you.
What's the stake sharing between
Sorry.
the joint JV partners? What's the equity sharing?
Bogwana has 52% stake.
And any plans to buy more, or are they in interested by beginning of sales?
What's the name? What's the question?
Any plans to buy Bogwana stakes, or is the joint JV partner wants to increase stakes in the company?
There is no plan to change the arrangement. This arrangement, which is been there for the last 30 years, nothing has changed. Except that Lucas had to share it, now the co-owners had to share in between that package. So there's no change in the structure.
Sir, here,
So,
sir. Many car companies have been discontinuing their diesel engines because of the BS6 norms. So, what about the business in car industry?
I think there are some diesel cars which should remain. I think it's more to do with the size of the engine, size of the vehicle. You find typically the A segment, the lower end of the B segment, they're moving away from diesel. Whereas the MUVs, the SUVs, and the upper B segment will continue to remain diesel because of certain characteristics I talked about, including being more torquey and more fuel efficiency, more fuel efficient. Therefore, they will continue to remain diesel, and I don't think it's going to change also. See, the pressure of driving you get on diesel, you will not get with any other fuel. So therefore, certain segments will continue to remain diesel. And especially if you want to, as we talk about fuel efficiency norms, India are today at what is called as CAFE 2. And therefore, CAFE 2 requires a good mixture of gasoline and diesel and EV and everything else to be able to meet the requirement. Otherwise, you may fall short. I think these engines will continue for a while.
So, what will be the impact of the shift from diesel engine to many companies going out of diesel engine? So, what will be the impact on your company?
I talked about the technical portion. I think what I said was there are certain segments which will continue to remain diesel.
Yeah.
And
Many
the
segments have gone up.
lower end of B segment has moved to the higher end. and more MUVs, SUVs are getting added to the market, and those continue to be increased.
In terms of
And
numbers, what will be the
as President also mentioned, between 22 to 23, we have actually grown. So,
going forward, what is the target for this year?
See, I think we will grow more than what the industry is would be growing. So our expectation is that we will grow at nothing less than the industry. So that's been our target, and that's what we've been able to do consistently in the last few years.
What the growth rate of industries? Just answer your question. Currently, we are producing for 500,000 systems. We expect this to grow to close to 1 million systems in the coming years. So we see growth in the next 5 years. Thereafter, we can say graduations. And as our CTO pointed out, diesel engine is there for commercial vehicles and tractors. I think nothing is going to replace that. But recently,
And at the same time, we are not standing still. We are looking at a number of new products. Given the strengths we gain in high precision machining, there are hardly, any other companies, a couple of companies in India with the ability to do such sub-micron precision machining. And so, as a company, we are looking at a number of other areas where we can use our capabilities as well as capabilities of system integration to look at various new products. It's too early to talk about it, but there are a number of automotive and non-automotive applications which we are working on.
So on the tractor thing, the fuel emission norms is applicable only for above 50 HP.
Yeah, that is the trend for
Trump 5 is for all.
yeah, virtually all. I think it covers something like 95% of the tractors.
50 above 50 HP is a small chunk.
Yeah,
Or that's not required to expand.
Yeah, that's hardly something like 4 or 5% of the total tractor production.
So this is basically for the Trump 5, right?
That's-
For exports globally, we talk about exports. Number two is we are investing for 3 crores. You said primarily of the capacity expansion. We also find the need to upgrade in terms of technology, whether in manufacturing or in the product.
I'll turn it over to our COO as far as the upgradation of manufacturing facilities and so on.
As far as the manufacturing is concerned, on the common refuel injection, since we are operating almost 2000 bar applications, you can understand the pressure at 2000 bar, which is the requirement for BS6. We require a very, very hard steel material and also a very clean steel as far as the material is concerned. Now coming to the manufacturing process, the technology what we use are all very high-tech in nature, and as our team was highlighting, both the heat treatment process as well as the manufacturing process are really something special in nature. For example, the heat treatment process gives a very, very long fatigue life for the product because of the BS6 applications. So we require or we use some very special low pressure carburizing furnaces to heat treat the material. Coming to the tolerances or whatever we are talking, probably you all understand the hair is just 100 micron. Whereas what we manufacture inside the factory is 100th of a hair, it's 1 micron. That is the type of tolerances what we are making in almost 8,000 to 10,000 numbers of the products what we make every day for the nozzles. Because it requires that type of high pressure and high specifications for the requirement. And as far as the product assembly and test is concerned, it is done in a 100K class of requirement, where the people will be wearing the special dresses, both for hair, tool, and for shoes or other things. And all the parts now, whatever we are going into the assembly and test, have to be for class 1 level of contamination, which has been 100% dry and no contamination allowed. then only the product or whatever we are making, which is going to the engine, will be sufficient enough to take care of the high pressure applications.
Sir,
We need to answer your question on exports. So
I just want to add a comment. The business of communication is so capital intensive and technology intensive. There are not very many people in the world making it. So globally, it was started in Germany with Bosch, and then later on it grew as in England. And today there are only 3 players in this business globally. One is Bosch, of course, by Vegas, and Warner, which was a successor to Lucas, and Denso. These are the only 3 players. That's why, because the precision in point is such, every piece of equipment that is used in manufacture is especially developed for that particular precision. So it's a very, one of the most challenging projects. I have even nature to say, what is fuel injection to mechanical engineering is like semiconductors, electronics. That then complexity and precisions.
sir,
yeah, if I can just
Yes.
answer your question only on exports. Today our exports would be around 15% of the revenue. Yeah, and we export for the end customer is basically Caterpillar and Red.
sir, yes.
Sure.
So, what are the changes or modifications you have done in your products in regard to the basics second stage also?
Turn it over to our CTO.
See, many of our applications use what is called as an LNP system at step 1, which is nothing but lean non-stop. We were able to achieve BS6 step 2 with the same technology for many of our customers, which means for them, they were able to go from one emission norm to the other one without any investment in terms of component addition. Development work, strategy development, all these things we have to do to be able to achieve it. We did it that also. In fact, there are some sensors also which we have removed from the exhaust system, thereby reducing the overall cost of the customer. There are some customers who have migrated from LNP to ACR system. So for those people, they invested in a ACR system and we had to do the necessary calibration. Of course, for all this, the technology was available with us even at step 1. It was a question of applicating that technology for that customer, for that application.
So basically, what is the area you don't want us with? What do they bring in? One, and number 2 is you said focus on unit common like light weight medium. Going forward, which segment will give you the development? Or all 3? Or how?
Yeah, I would say going forward, it would be all those segments.
Percentage?
I don't have it offhand right now, but all 3 will have significant share.
I'm joint with what are they?
What do they bring? They bring the technology and the application locally is done as well as improvisation for Indian requirements. The innovation is done by Apex, maybe even.
The technology which is already there, the basic technology is got from there. Thereafterwards, it's fine-tuned, optimized to India. That work is done. So what JD brings is Romano brings the technology. And of course, the manufacturing support. So they bring their exposure to help us on setting up manufacturing. Again, we bring in our frugal engineering aspects, that also.
Sir, adding on to Mr. Jagannath's question, so what will be your impact for say 10 years from now in your business because of this EV transition, and what are the other areas you are focusing on from the automobile companies?
So there are products which require high innovation. So we are focusing both automotive and non-automotive applications. So we're working on that. I can see 10 years from now, a significant part of that top line would come from newer products that we don't do today.
Have you made any estimations?
No.
Like,
I think it's too early to talk specific.
so what are the areas you are looking into?
All areas which require precision, both automotive and non-automotive.
And you are very upbeat about that. You said,
Yeah, can I just ask this question? I think there are three questions about the future which nobody has clarity at this point. If you see, today auto industry globally, billions of dollars of turnover investment are IC engines. Right? Every one of those manufacturers are now asking this question in the context of this changing what is called as new energy vehicles. I won't say EV, because EV is only one solution. Hydrogen is another solution, there is a number of other solutions. So let's call it as new energy vehicles. What change it will happen, time only has to say. Very difficult to predict. For instance, if hydrogen takes in a very big way, then I can see IC engine is required in a different form. So it depends on how the technology develops. So we have been extremely adaptable and responsive. So that's what we're working on. The other thing which I think we're working on is the global realignments you're seeing, where I think everybody is looking for another source than China for manufacturing. I think only other country which comes close is India in terms of the size of the population and the manufacturing capabilities that can be built. So government policies are also pushing in that direction. So a lot of international companies are seeking partners in India for shifting manufacturing. That could be, as Vish was pointing out, in many hydro station areas. So it depends. So we don't know. I can't answer your question. Maybe after 5 years we can give you a clarity.
So this China Plus One, how it is benefiting your company?
As of now, nothing. But we are working towards the direction. But what I expect will happen, if you see in the future, even if you take the diesel engine situation, markets are going to change, right? And India could become a source for these kind of components. We don't know how things will develop. Somebody has to make it. It's not as if diesel engine is going to disappear in the world. Right? It's going to be there. The share may be changing. But I don't see any shortage of options.
How is your group is working towards the new energy vehicles?
That is a bigger question, which I think will take
The group under you.
in a separate.
The group under you.
Sorry.
The group companies under you, how are they?
I think let's stay with the Delphi-TVS. Maybe I can have a separate session on it.
Mr. Ravi Chandra, one last question. You gave about the precision engineering manufacturing. What is the rejection rate, and have you got this Deming Award? A couple of TVS companies got this Deming Award. I'm not sure whether you got it or any plans to it.
So as far as the Delphi-TVS is concerned, we went in for the TPM award. We went in with Japan Institute of Plant Maintenance, and Yamaguchi-san, who is a worldwide guru, he was with us, and he taught us about the TPM methodology, and we worked a lot with him, and we got a TPM award. And subsequent to that, we went in for TQM movement, TQM philosophy. Right from 2013, for the last 6-7 years, we are working in that philosophy. And Professor Vasho, who is a world #1 guru for TQM movement, he came to Delphi-TVS once in 3 months, and he trained our team. And we follow all the aspects of manufacturing, engineering, and quality movement along with the TQM philosophy. And because of the COVID movement, in the last 2 years he couldn't able to travel, but he's again planning to come from next month, and we'll be taking that path of TQM movement. This has given substantial improvement from the quality point of view, not only from the final product rejections are concerned, and also at the final end customer, and also within the company, not only in the manufacturing departments, but across the company, we could able to see a very good improvement seen. So this was the benefit what we got out of it.
Can you quantify in terms of
For example,
reduction and rejections? In terms of reduction and rejections or reduction in material use, can you quantify?
Instead of going from number to number, what I would say is, The last 6 years, because of the TKO movement, we were able to get a benefit of almost 92% improvement within the factory from the first time quality is concerned.
Just one question. You talked about China plus one strategy. I believe a lot of companies are considering India as an alternative source due to geopolitical realignment, also as a de-risking strategy. That's the manufacturing side of the story. On the development, like core technological development, these companies like Delphi or Oragadam using India as a base to start from the scratch. Instead of localizing, looking at only localization, something can be developed from scratch.
That's already happening. For example, one of the products that was explained, unit pump commemorated, was developed here. And this has now become part of one of the portfolio. Similarly, the one setting center in Nadu, where a lot of EC developments are taking place. So actually, I think globally, every company, international company, sees India as a very good opportunity for them to set up tech centers to develop solutions, etc. So I think market will go whichever place offers the best possible solution. So I think India has a lot of potential. We can see so much evidence of that.
Any more questions? Thank you.
I'd like to thank all of you. We're not familiar things for you because we don't reach out to the press. So I really appreciate the efforts you have taken to be with us today. And to your question for what is good, new energy leaders. There's something happening there, but we'll be called for a split listening